which means there's a realm beyond space and time where there's nothing separate. So then if there's no space here, then there's no time, that everything exists in the eternal now. Are you with me still? Come on. I know it's hard to swallow, but think about it. If there's no space, then you have an infinite amount of time, then you only have possibilities. And all possibilities exist as frequencies. And the way we experience moving through this realm is that we don't move anywhere. You can't move anywhere. There's no place to go. There's no place to go because there's no space. And if there's no space, there's no time. You're at the source of it all. And all you can do is change your frequency or change your consciousness, change your awareness of energy. And when you do, you can move through time and experience spaces by changing vibration or frequency. Are you with me still? You speed up here from one place to another, it takes time to do that. Yes or no? If you go faster, it takes less time. If you go slower, it takes more time. Well, in this realm, there's no place to go. All you do is change your frequency. You change your frequency to a faster frequency, then you experience a different dimension, a different time. How many people are with me? And there's infinite numbers of these that exist in the eternal present moment. So there's a frequency for health, for wealth, for a new relationship, a new job, for a mystical experience. They all exist as different dimensions. And the way we've talked about it this week, remember, as you go into the department store, you have a mirror over here and a mirror over here, and you look back at both of those mirrors and you see an infinite number of views this way and an infinite number of views this way. Yes? Those are dimensions. So then, is there a possibility in one of these dimensions, one of those boxes, where that problem doesn't exist? Where the challenge doesn't exist? Yes or no? And is there a possibility where everything could be exactly the same in your life, except the only thing that's different is there's a solution to that problem? Yes or no? It exists as a potential. If you can think it, it exists there. Yes or no? So then if you can get beyond your body, your environment, and time and become pure consciousness, you're at the precipice to the unified field, and I ask you to start tuning in to a greater frequency of oneness and wholeness. And you could find it, you could feel it, you could pay attention to it, you can stay aware of it, moment after moment after moment. You're not your body doing that, you're just consciousness. And this is consciousness, this is energy. And so you tune into frequencies, and when you do that, you begin to change from this realm into this realm. Are you with me still? Now think about this. The problem or condition in your life that has become the box that hasn't changed, you're meeting from the same level of consciousness, which means you're thinking the same way about it, you're reacting emotionally the same way about it, and those emotions then are energy, and you're producing the same energy every single day, and it's staying the same. Yes or no? So then, is it possible then to move into a realm where there's another box for you to experience, another reality to experience where that problem doesn't exist? Now, do you have to know how it's going to be resolved? Nope, none of your business. It's your job then to create a thought that you are outside of that problem. The best way I can describe it is you are out of that box in another box, and all you have to do is bring up the feeling or the emotion of no longer being in that reality. And if you can bring up the energy or the emotion, now you're in a new box. Are you with me still? You don't have to have any thought about what it's going to look like. All you have to do is have the thought that you're outside of that reality into another reality. Are you with me still? Now, I said that when you wake up in the morning and you put your attention on the coffee maker or in the kitchen, you're putting your attention in the future, yes or no? And your body is following your mind right to that future, yes? Right to a known. So then is it possible then, if you could unfold into a box where the problem is resolved and begin to change your energy, and what would the energy be? Gratitude. For me, it's relief. I move to another box and it's just over and I just feel relief. And I'm outside the box and I'm at a greater level of consciousness than everybody else that's contributing to that problem. Are you with me still? Including me. Did you hear that? So then if I could get to that place, the 0-point field, where everything is happening, and I could unfold into the future when, and I could be in that place, is it possible once I'm in that place as consciousness, not my body, that if I'm there, I could connect to my body in the field and draw my body to me? Are you with me still? And could my body follow my mind right to that future? But when is it happening? So you don't go anywhere. All you have to do is raise your frequency to a box where it doesn't exist. Are you with me still? Now there's a caveat. Because if you do this and you return to your life, now remember, that box has everything to do with your consciousness. You are contributing to it energetically with your thoughts and feelings. Yes or no? So you're not immune or separate from it. You're part of the consciousness that's keeping everything the same with all the people and all the conditions. Yes or no? So then if you're drawing your body to the future in the present moment from the void or from the quantum field, and you react in the same way in your life, to the same people and the same conditions, the door just closed. The door closed because now your body isn't going to follow your mind into the future. It's going to stay in that box because you're part of the consciousness that's creating it. Are you with me still? Turn the person next to you and explain. Clear? So let's just use an example. Let's say that you have a dynamic in your job with a coworker that you just can't get along with, or something isn't being resolved, or you have an issue with some person in your life, your ex, I don't know, I'm making stuff up, but there's something in your life where you've done everything to try to change it matter to matter, and nothing has worked. Would you agree then that you're a participant in that whole reality? Because if you're judging your coworker, if you're resenting your coworker, if you're angry with your coworker, if you're competing with your coworker, if you're resentful with your ex, if you're malicious with your ex, if you're angry with your ex, then you are keeping that reality the same because it's your energy keeping it the same, and you're part of the problem. Are you with me still? Now, you're not doing anything wrong, you're just taking too long because those emotions are keeping you in that box. So then it would make sense then you would have to navigate in your three-dimensional reality with such a level of awareness that you could not react. And so then let's just imagine you become nobody, no one, no thing, nowhere, and no time. You become pure consciousness, and we'll take you through this process, and you unfold into that infinite vast space Why is that the quantum field? Because if you take away all the bodies, all the people, all the things, all the objects, all the places, you take away time itself, you take away the planets, the moons, the stars, the light from the stars, you take away everything physical or material, you're left with nothing but a big empty space. That is the quantum field. But just because you can't see something doesn't mean it doesn't exist. And this field is rich in frequency and information and possibility. Are you with me still? So then if I ask you to find the frequency of oneness and wholeness and connect to it and stay present with it and become more aware of it and surrender to it moment after moment, you'll be moving away from everything material and you'll be moving closer to source energy. Are you with me still? And as you move closer and closer to it, not only will you feel more connected, but you will feel an elevated state, an elevated emotion. Yes or no? Not an emotion like with your body, but a frequency, an awareness. And in that realm, every thought in that realm has a frequency too. But those thoughts in that realm manifest a lot faster than the thoughts when you're in your physical body. Are you with me still? So then think about this. You become nobody, no one, no thing, no where, and no time, and you connect to a frequency of oneness and wholeness. You're in the quantum field where there's all possibilities, and I say to you, it's time to change boxes. It's time to move to another dimension. Your brain is going to create an image of a box, and all I want you to do then is imagine yourself in a place, it could be in the void, where you feel like it's resolved. You're at a greater level of consciousness than everybody in that box. You got to get beyond your fear. You got to get beyond your judgment. You got to get beyond your competition. You got to get beyond all those things and move to a greater frequency. Now, you're not your body, remember? You're a consciousness, and you're placing your consciousness, just like you place your consciousness in the kitchen on the known, you're placing your consciousness on a box, a potential, an unknown, and you are going to imagine yourself outside of that world, outside of that box, in a greater frequency, in a greater level of energy, a greater level of gratitude, a greater level of relief. And from that place then, you are going to, in that elevated emotion, connect to your body and draw your body to you. And as long as you're in that state, in your waking life where you're feeling that elevated emotion, then your body is connected to that future. And now you're going to be drawn to that destiny. How many people understand? As long as you don't react to the conditions in your life. Because the moment you react to the conditions in your life, and those reactions or that energy or those emotions have certain thoughts or certain frequencies, then the door closes because you're back in the known. And the unknown now you're separate from. How many people understand? So take out a piece of paper, or if you have a cell phone and it's better for you to use your cell phone, I don't know. And I want you to write down a name for the box you want to move out. You know, the X box. The job box. The money box. The pain box. The boring box, whatever it is. And just name it as something. And I want you to draw a cube, like a box, a square or a cube. And then I want you to draw a little picture of you inside the box. Just a stick figure of you. You don't do a Mona Lisa or anything, just a stick figure. Now, you got your box and you got it named? And you have a little picture of you inside the box? Now think about this. Think about the emotions that you feel about that box. Think about how you react to those conditions. Name those emotions. Are you frustrated? Are you fearful? Are you angry? Are you resentful? That's the consciousness that's keeping the box the same way it is. Give me at least 3 or 4 emotions. Trapped, uncertain, whatever it is. Fear. Just name it. And while you're at it, write down the thoughts that you think about, or the thoughts that you have when you think about this box. You know, like it's never going to change. If that person would just die, then it would help me a lot. You know, whatever it is. You know how you think. We think. I don't know. We. It's too hard to change. That's the thought that I work on the most. It's never going to change. You know how you just can't see a possibility and you say to yourself, it's never going to change? Well, that thought has a frequency too. And that adds to reality. And how you think and how you feel broadcasts a signature. And as long as you're broadcasting the same signature into the field, everything's going to stay the same. So then, after you have a few thoughts that you write down, that when you think about this box that you want to become conscious of, give me at least 3 thoughts that are related to it. Hate that person, whatever it is. You know, that thought is what's contributing to the feeling or the energy that's keeping your box the same. And it's not that person, it's you that has to change your energy to get out of the box. And then I want you to write down, if you had a little Google camera that followed you around all day long, and then you got to watch yourself at the end of the day. Observe yourself, how you act or how you speak. How do you act when you think about or are near that condition, that challenge, that adversity? What do you do? What program do you run? You know, when you get uncomfortable, what is the program that you run? How do you behave? How do you speak? Do you rush? Do you push? You complain? Pick a fight? What do you do? Give me a couple of those. So we're all faced with great opportunities, brilliantly disguised as impossible situations. And in order for you to change boxes, you got to move to a greater level of consciousness, to a greater level of awareness, a greater level of energy, and it already exists in the field. And all I want you to do is, just like looking in, seeing all those 2 mirrors and seeing the infinite numbers of you, all we're going to do is move from that room to an exact same room, and in that exact same room, the one next door, that problem doesn't exist. Are you with me still? Now, draw a line, and underneath that, what you've just written, draw a box or a cube, and then draw yourself outside the cube with a big smile on your face. Just a big grin. And you can have a hairdo or not have a hairdo, I don't care. But a big smile. And now that you're outside of the box, I want you to think of the emotions you will feel when it's resolved. I just had a big one happen to me in December, and it took every amount of effort to restrain myself from reacting. But I didn't react the entire time. I just kept remembering there's another box. And every day I just went to that box and I drew my body to me. And when it happened, maybe it was January, but anyway, when it happened, I was so exuberant. I mean, it was just, I couldn't believe it. It was just that wonderful. I felt such relief, such joy, such freedom. So freedom is a good one. Relief is a big one. And all you have to do is remember that you are not going to be the consciousness of everything you've written down. You're going to be in a different consciousness, and all you have to do is raise your energy from the field. Place yourself in that future box when, now, and then you are going to connect to to that body of yours in the blackness, and you are going to draw that body to you just like you drew your object to you. With the same way, you're going to connect to your body, and with your heart or with some energy, you're going to draw your body to you. How many people understand? So then the more you stay in the energy of your future in your normal life, the more you're connected to that outcome. The moment you return back to a reaction, to an emotion, you just disconnected from the energy of your future. And now you're back to the energy of your past, and the door closes until you change your energy again. How many people understand? So now write down a few elevated frequencies or emotions you would feel when it resolves. Freedom, relief, joy. So for those of you who are streaming, in the realm of thought, the quantum, is it possible that it's just good enough to have the thought of the box and that thought has a frequency? Yes or no? You don't do anything. You just have to have the thought that there's another box that exists where the answer is there. And you are in that box, and you just have to be at a greater level of energy, a greater level of consciousness, a greater level of awareness than everybody, including you, in that reality. And you just got to stay there, stay in that frequency, and draw your body to it. And when you do it properly, it's dropping a big stone into a lake. You're producing a big ripple of waves. And if you keep doing that, you're going to wind up at that future. You're sending a signal out and calling your body to it. Does that make sense? So here's how it's going to go. I'm going to have you close your eyes, and I am going to take you into a meditation, and I'm going to ask you to unfold as an awareness into this infinite space. I'm going to ask you to broaden your awareness and sense its depth in front of you, behind you, on both sides of you. I'm going to ask you to open up into this field. And when you become pure consciousness, nobody, no one, no thing, nowhere, and no time, I'm going to ask you to connect to a frequency of oneness and wholeness and move towards that unified field. And I'm going to ask you to stay there. And I'm going to ask you to become more of it and less of you, to put more of your attention on the unknown part of the self and less attention on the known self. And I'm going to ask you to go deeper. Can you do that? And when you get deep enough and you're in that field, I'm going to ask you to change boxes. I'm going to ask you to move to another box where that problem doesn't exist. And if you're in that realm, the thought of it produces a frequency, because all thoughts have frequency and all thoughts are real there. So you select the potential that it doesn't exist. And when you tune into it, all I want you to do is tune into that elevated frequency called relief or freedom or joy. And when you're there and you're locked into it, then I'm going to ask you to become aware of your body in the void. And I'm going to ask you to draw your body to you. And I'm going to ask you to stay connected to it, stay aware of it, and just keep drawing it to you. And you're drawing your body into the future when? Now. How many people understand? You want to try it? We've gotten so many great emails from people having problems resolved in their life by just doing this. So let's get out of that box. What do you think? All right, let's do it. Glasses off, watches off, cell phones off.
Sit up. Eyes closed. Take a breath. And relax. Your body feel your body and relax it. And become aware of the endless black space way out. Beyond you. How far? Can your awareness go? To endless space. How deep is the void? Sense it. Stay aware of it. In the blackness. Become aware there's endless space. On both sides of you. Sense it. Stay aware of it. Stay connected to it. In the blackness. While you sense its infinite depth. Way out. Beyond you. Become aware there's endless space behind you. Sense it. Become more aware of it. Stay connected to it. In the blackness. Become the blackness. nothing. More. And become more of it. Less of you. Dissolve to an infinite sea of blackness. Become the blackness. Stay there. As no body, no one, in nothing. In nowhere. No time. As pure consciousness. As an awareness. aware that you're aware in endless space. Tune in to a frequency of oneness, wholeness. Find it. Feel it. Stay aware of it. Become it. In the blackness. And remember this feeling. Become that frequency. Feel it. Stay connected to it. In the blackness. Become more aware of it. Stay connected to it. Remember this feeling. Moving beyond space and time. Possibilities exist in this moment. Tune in to a dimension box. Where the challenge has been resolved. Find it. Feel it. Stay aware of it. Moment. Stay there. Where it's resolved. Tune in to that future now. Be at a greater consciousness, greater awareness than you and everyone in that box of your past. Raise your energy. Stay there. Outside that box in another one. Feel it. Some thought away. Become the frequency of that thought in a new reality. Resolve. Feel it. Now. Stay there. Become aware in the blackness where there's no separation. Body, the blackness. Find it. Connect to it. Stay aware of it. Draw it to you. Feel your connection to it, your heart, drawing it to you. Feel your connection to it, drawing it to that future now. Feel it. Feel your connection to it in the blackness, drawing it to you. Stay there, drawing it to you. connection to it. Your consciousness drawing your body to you from that future now. Feel it. Feel your connection to it, drawing it to you. Feel it, your heart. Feel your connection to your body, with your heart, drawing it to you. Feel it. Stay aware of it. Stay connected to it, drawing it to you. The blackness. Your body is following your mind. Box, a new consciousness. We've hauled out of it. The door is open. You're there. How do you feel? Feel it now. Blackness, drawing your body to you. Your body is following your mind. Stay there at that point of consciousness, drawing your body, the other point of consciousness, to you. Feel it. Connection to you. More. Feel your connection to it. There's no separation in this realm. Your bodies have thought away. Drawing it to you by feeling your connection to it. In the blackness, now become the connection between the two. Be that body and that future now. Bring them together as one mind. Become that consciousness. Become that future. Feel it now. Stay there. And remember,